Day 3 of training camp for high school teams across the state. And not only does Muskegon open with the Targons back because, well, they're Muskegon, they also have to get ready for a brutal 3-game stretch to open the season. Led by Ohio State commit Cameron Martinez, the Big Reds are loaded at the skill positions, but they'll need to grow fast on the offensive line. Shane Fairfield and his staff had to replace 4 of 5 starters. Don't feel too bad for them though. As always, they have some big athletic linemen waiting in the wings. They'll need to grow up fast though, because that schedule is a bear.
The greatest thing is, where does the season end? On the east side of the state. You got to win that last one. So I mean, let's start the season on the east side and let's finish the season on the east side. You know, hopefully November 30 we end up in Detroit. This is like we are in August 30. So, but our kids have always done well traveling. Our kids always do well handling it like a business trip. We have a good system.
I mean, it's a challenge, but I think with this team and this coaching staff and you know the community behind us, I think it's just going to be fun, and we're just excited to get after it.
Muskegon's schedule starts in Detroit, where they'll be playing teams like Warren De La Salle and Detroit MLK. And the first home game won't be until September 13, where they'll be playing East Grand Rapids. Taking the first step, a key theme for Eileen Bachheim's life these last few years. These steps have taken her on a journey that has led her to throwing shot put and discus at this year's Senior Olympics.
Watch those cutoffs.
Eileen is the director of music ministry at St. Thomas the Apostle Church. But while her career is in music, she has always had a love for athletics.
I was very much into sports, all kinds. I loved activities. I was very, very athletic. And sports was just a constant part of my life, whether it was at school or in the summer times.
With her many accolades in high school, including varsity letters and all-conference selections, she also held the school record at Forest Hills Central for shot put for over 35 years. However, being active wasn't always easy for Eileen.
I pretty much became very inactive and spent hours and hours in a practice room and just stress and family and not eating properly, and I really became in a really bad place physically.
The hardest struggle, however, was not being able to enjoy activities with her daughter, Anna.
I was extremely overweight, well over 300 pounds. I couldn't do things with my daughter. It was not a good feeling. It was very lonely, and I would get very deeply inside angry at myself. I just hated myself.
Eileen was able to turn her life around through family, friends, and help from God. And over 100 pounds later, not only is she able to be the competitor she has always loved to be, but she is able to share lifelong memories with Anna that she has long desired.
Hiking, and we're going to go kayaking, and we're going to do all kinds of activities. That's what's important.
Eileen competes this week in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where she looks to bring home another medal.
You know, I don't want to just go and get a participation ribbon. I want to go and I want to for sure make it to the finals, and if I can get up there in the top, few positions, that's awesome.
The first step in change is always a challenge, but it can lead to greater opportunities. As the famous song says, "Come on, Eileen." From Wood TV 8, I'm Ben Neuman.
Tonight, the team returns home to Homer Stryker Field for the I-94 rivalry against the Battle Creek Bombers. You're looking at it right now, the I-94 Rivalry Cup, the piece of hardware these two teams play for every year, just 30 to 45 minutes away from each other. Kalamazoo has a chance to lift the hardwood for the 4th time in a row. Welcome to the Northwoods League Baseball Network. Ian Unsworth alongside my broadcast partner, Andre Magaro. Earned and left the contest in Wisconsin Rapids dealing with some arm issues. 2-2 flared into right, going back McCarthy. And there's the grab. Growlers have put up 2 more on Anthony Tui in his Northwoods League debut. Geloff gets a piece of one to right center. Going back Collier and Stevenson, as well as Kutsia coming around in the first from Alex Tappan's sac block. Pitch roped deep into left. Heading back is Donahue. He'll watch it.
Mixing everything up. He's keeping us guessing up here.
1-0, a deep drive into left. Donahue going back, and he'll watch it into the bear trap. He's Kenosha's everyday center fielder, so Collier maybe a bit out of position. Slow tapper from Tappan, handled by Watson. Third, fourth, fifth are where they really start to get their grooves. A Taylor on a line and a diving play from TJ Williams.
After being way late on a couple of occasions, able to get it into the field of play, get his timing down, and his line drive left center field.
Pereira, you knew it on the swing over the Mac and Cheese Fest sign. And straight
since arriving from Stanford, but man, has he had it in the last handful of games. Off with the motion, Furman takes third, but then after the throw in from Don Goods, nice heads-up base running from the speedy Gonzalez, gets himself into scoring position. Chance for the bottom of the order here. And when pitching from behind with Blake, still trying to find his most electric stuff, he's leaving a lot at the belt. The pitch to Lux that he pulled down the line, and then that one.
Percent of baseball is mental and the other half is physical. Speaking of somebody who's hot for Bradley, we've talked about him earlier, it's Dan Bolt. Brock Stotler and Neuman talk a little bit more about the MVC's preseason player of the year. Guys?
Thanks, Larry. Welcome to Brock and Ben's Hot Corner. I'm Neuman along with my co-host Brock Stotler. Here we were talking about Bradley University baseball and some hot takes within it. So, Brock, this week Bradley lost 1-3 against Evansville, but one player that did play very well was Dan Bolt for Bradley, the senior outfielder. Tell me more about why he makes such a big impact on Bradley.
A big chance for them to get back in the top 25 ranking this weekend.
Yeah, this is going to be a really, really good game. You know, it's two very high-scoring offenses with very solid defense. You know, South Dakota has a better interior defense, but South Dakota State is really good guarding the three-point. So South Dakota is led by, Chloe Lamb and Liv Korngable, and also have Hannah Servin, someone who when they played Bradley earlier in the season, scored 31 points and had 20 rebounds. So it's going to be a big game for her, I think, and I think South Dakota is going to pull out with this win. So giving a little preseason update, what have you and the team been working on this offseason to prepare for the upcoming season?
So we had some newcomers this year, so we've really been working on our team chemistry and what it's like to play together, just because this summer and earlier in the school year we weren't able to practice as a team. So these past couple weeks we've really just been focusing on our team chemistry and working on playing together. Great.
Anything to add to that, Coach?
Yeah, doing obviously strength and conditioning has been a big part of that, and making sure that we have a good foundation, and like Gabby said, just getting chemistry driving, and just getting the fundamentals in, teaching what our philosophy on defense is, making sure everyone's on the same page, putting some sets in,
Yeah, and I really like Grace Berg from Drake. She's one of the best scorers in the Valley this season, can score from virtually anywhere, great on the free throw line, gets to the line a lot of times, makes them, and has been a real key in Drake's success this season.
What did you see from the Bradley Braves?
Yeah, I mean, they actually did a lot good. They had 11 offensive rebounds. They didn't turn the ball over that much. They were able to pass the ball around, get steals. The only thing they really couldn't do is they just couldn't score. That's the main thing. And their defense needs some work. They allowed 41% from three. Just something that is not going to win you games going to the conference tournament.
The X factor, if you would say. And Ben, I'll start with you. And you touched on it earlier, Valparaiso's inability to limit, or the ability to limit three-point shooters. Who do you have as your pick to click this weekend?
Yeah, with that being said, I picked Nigel White. I think with this stretch that Valparaiso is on, I think that our guards could struggle shooting the three ball. And that's why I picked Nija. I like her energy on and off the court. I like the way she plays, and I think running the pick and roll with her, getting her open in the mid-range, I think Valparaiso will have a hard time guarding her in the series.
Ben, we'll start with you here, though. You were right last time on your pick to click. You picked Nija White, and she went off in that game against UNI. So, Ben, who are you looking at this series?
Yeah, I'm looking at Gabby Hawk for this series. As Brock mentioned earlier, Indiana State is really bad at limiting the three-pointers, and obviously Gabby Hawk excels at that. Second in three-point percentage this season. She had a big game against Indiana State. Shot 5 for 8 from three, and I think that she could do it again.
But guys, it's been a fun run this year, and we look forward to see Bradley make a deep run in the Hoops and Heartland tournament. Once again, for my colleagues Brock Stoller and Ben Neuman, executive producer Tim Rushi, and Max Kriegshauser behind the camera, I'm Cameron Irwin, and we'll see you next time.